And I can't tell you why. There ain't no reason for me to love. There must be something that the angels can't tell. Nope, I'm not going to bed because I don't have to go to work tomorrow. And I'm super excited to stay up past 10 o'clock. I got my candle out here, my off spray. Yeah, y'all. Won't nothing be biting me tonight. You know something still gonna try. Look at Faith. Like, what are you doing out there, mamas? Isn't the sky just weird tonight? That looks like an eyeball. It looked like some cheek. It looked like a cheek and a nose with a chin. Do y'all see it? What else? Oh gosh, I really hope that it doesn't rain on Monday, because y'all know I got to cook. Oh yeah, you're in VA. I'm like 10 o'clock. Yeah. And I'm terrified. Y'all, let me tell you something. I do not like lightning. Like, I am like terrified of lightning. And so like earlier today it was raining and storming, and now it's cool, but these now what does that look like? Here comes the moon. What's going on over there? That looks like a face too. Can y'all see it? Oh, Fredericksburg is like an hour away. But Fredericksburg is really nice though. I mean, I only went up there like one time. Look at the trees. Look at the breeze. It is really overcast tonight, y'all. really overcast. I'm done now. He's 25 and off child support. Really? That's great. You did what you were supposed to do. 25 and off child support. Nothing ever lasts forever. There's a time for child support, and it's a time when you don't pay child support. It's a time to be born, it's a time to die. It's a time to cry, and it's a time to laugh. It's a time to be mad, and there's a time to be happy, you dig? It's a time to be busy, and it's a time to stop and just chill. You know? Y'all, the world is just so amazing. It's so freaking amazing. You know, when people say we came from nothing, I'm like, who made the moon? It is beautiful. You know, I would love to see a tornado up and close, but I don't want to ever go too near. I mean, just the whole form of it. I don't ever want one around here, but just the whole, it fascinates me. Like, wow, like, Lord, you do all of this. Man cannot create a moon. The clouds. Take the time, y'all, and look at the sky. She's doing good. She's doing much better. Thanks for asking. You know, she had a fever. You said you have, wait a minute, she's doing good, but you said not to bring this up, but do you still frequent the 40 weeks to go email? I have so many cues about the nags and pains of having an attack. I don't want to be a, yeah, I do. Hey, just email me at 40weekstogo@gmail.com. Yeah, I still do 40 weeks to go. So if you have any questions, just post them on there or just email me. Girl, I'm at home on the porch. Because today we'll do things anytime.
Hey guys.
I love your shades.
I decided to make a movie.
Check and see. Is Tiffany still looking at her shows? I think I have the only baby in the world that looks at Barney. That's a plane, y'all. Ooh, look at that moon. Ooh. You know what I want to scream, y'all? I'm going to just scream it out loud. Ollie, ollie, oxen free! I don't even know what that means. You said nope, your baby still. Okay, so do your baby watch the original Barney? The original Barney, like the first season. Tiffany be cheesing. Hold on, who are these girls? Are those my cousins? You see them girls walking? You don't even see them. I'm supposed to be putting these plants in the ground, but I haven't had time. Oh, look at that. She loves the old show. I'm trying to tell you. I love them too. I be sitting there singing. And Tiffany made this smirk at me like, Ma, you don't know what you're doing. Sit your old tail down. I'm like, wait a minute. I grew up off of these shows, girl. Gosh, man. Oh, that looks beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Can y'all see clear? That's the moon. All we need is the stars. They get big so quick. I hope Symphony don't ever look at me and be like, Mom, you old. I'm gonna be like, I beg your pardon. But you know what? I'm gonna be very honest with you. Y'all, please excuse my look, because I'm chilling right now. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I'm not, you know, God knew what he was doing. Well, God knew that I was going to have to be or become a single mom. Most women would probably complain because they'd be like, oh, this is not fair. And sometimes I do catch myself like that. But my baby boy is watching the original Chipmunk. Oh, snap. I can see you look so, I'm okay with it. Thank you. I look a hot mess. But it's cool. I'm relaxed right now. But yeah, the thing is that after I dealt with multiple losses, I'm so grateful to be a mom, man. Even if the struggle is real. At the Chickmonks. Girl, you're going to have to get, I'm going to have, what is it, Chippendale in them? Chickmonks. But I am happy to be a mommy. I can't. The only thing, you know, I really do wish that, I guess Symphony, I don't know, I mean, it would be great to give her a sibling, you know what I'm saying? A sister or brother. There go my baby, y'all. Let me show you what she look like. Hold on. Symphy Tails! I don't think you can see her through that window. Uh-oh, she saw me. Why's my baby screaming and crying? Tell me what you want. Huh? Done. Huh? What's my sweets doing? Wait a minute, Teals. Wait a minute. Say hi. Say hi. You see the moon? You looking at the moon? Say, look at the moon.
Can't wave at him.
Nikki, say hello. Say hello. It's beautiful.
Oh, up the street. Down that way.
Say thank you. Y'all, wish y'all parked around the corner. Y'all didn't have
all the way up the street.
The parking space was gone by something.
I mean, everything is gone. We park all the way.
I'm sitting up here admiring this moon. Give some kisses. Blow some kisses.
She like.
No, I don't see her dad. I haven't heard from her dad. Her eyes and those eyelashes. Yeah, she got her daddy eyelashes. Look at them lashes.
Got her mama's attitude.
She do. I'll be like, oh my gosh. I'm gonna be I really hope and pray that she may take a trait of an aunt or somebody, because between me and her dad, I'm gonna be in for it. I'm gonna be in for it. Yeah, she got a natural eye. Her father's eyebrows are really arched though. They're like McDonald's signs if you ask me. So yes, I look like my daddy, but I jump like my mom, and I do what I want to do. Symphony, please. Do y'all baby do that, kick your face and stuff? Like, look at this. Get out of here, Tails. It is so gorgeous tonight. I be looking up in the sky like I'm gonna just see an angel or something. She looks like a baby. She looks like a tail. She looks like Symphony. Oh well. Woo! Nikki, what's some of the things you learn in life?
Oh,
Y'all gotta stay. Me and my cousin, we be over here talking like, girl.
let me get my wine. Okay. Some of the things that I learned in life. There are so many things. Let's see. First of all, if you don't know Jesus, you don't know nothing.
Amen to that.
And to when it comes to relationships, know who you are first. Know what you want first, and don't. There's so much, but
Don't settle.
don't settle. Know your worth.
No, I like that.
Before you do anything, know who you are and what God created you for, and do not lose that, because He's designed all of us in our gifts and walk in them, and so you got people who will hone in on that and try to stumble and stop your walk, your destiny, and what He wanted you to, His plans that He wanted you to follow through.
Yeah.
And then for you to stop all of that to give it to somebody else, a flesh being the same as you,
Yeah.
it's not right. It's like God placed His gift, so know your worth.
Yeah.
So you step into anything,
Know your worth. One of the ladies said, number one, you can't control other people's actions. Hardest one for me.
One thing I learned is you can't change people. That's another thing.
Amen to that.
You cannot change a man's heart. You cannot change a woman's heart. You can pray for their
That's
heart to
right.
be changed.
Be equally yoked.
But you cannot change anybody. You can only
I think that's where a lot of women go wrong, because you think that I can change them. They said he acts this way, but I know I can change him. I think I thought maybe too that there was a lot of stuff with Matt, but I honestly figured like all he needed was Jesus. But if I'm behind him, none of that matters, because I can change him. Know your worth and make sure your life and well-being is set first. Wait a minute, hold on. You said, know your worth and make sure your life and well-being is set first. Amen to that.
I know that
Be equally yoked. Amen to that. Get off of those lights, tails.
things, be prepared, because not all things go the way according to your plan. So thank you, Sophie, before you break our lights.
She about to hit them high notes.
Power.
And she just stumped her feet like, oh yeah, it's on a popping. Get it with your light, Simpy Tails.
Okay, this is an example. Now, how many people have gone to school and say, oh, I want to be a computer. I want to do computers, and then when you get in school and you get halfway through, you've gone too far to turn around, so you got to complete the course, and then you end up getting a job that's not even computer related. You go to another direction. Everything that you plan, then you have to. If I could tell myself that you can make a plan, but you have to be willing to allow that plan to change. Give it room to change. So everything that you think that's set in stone, you will find out quickly in life. Through life, trials and tribulations and your circumstances, you need to learn how to adapt.
Yeah.
You need to learn that God doesn't, you think you know His will. You think okay, I'm going right. Until He be like, no, you're going to make a lap. You're going to make a lap.
Yeah.
And you're not prepared for it mentally, physically, financially. You have to learn how to adapt in a godly way, in a biblical way, to know how to, that there is going to be changes in life. So.
There is, and I'm going to tell you something too. And I was talking to my cousin. Y'all know I go to the special store, right? But I was telling my cousin the other day that I went to the special store and I saw a degree, a master degree in the special store. And I was saying to myself, man, I could buy this. This degree belongs to somebody else. But evidently that person must have passed away and their family members must have just went ahead and donated their things. And I'm like, well, I could buy it and say I have this master degree that really doesn't belong to me, but it's someone else. So it kind of reminds me of Ecclesiastics, chasing after the wind. Certain things may matter in life. I think the biggest thing that matters is how we impact each other. You saying yes, Teals? How we impact each other and what we can do. Loving each other, I suppose. But I don't know. It had me really thinking, like, if I could go back, I think if I could have conditioned my mind. Remember we went through that time where it was just like condition your mind. I went through a lot of stress and crying and everything. And if I would have looked at it in a different way, I think that fear that I had, that anxiety I had, could have went away. Because when I look back at it, I'm just like, I really didn't need to worry that much. I really didn't need to go through what I went through. You know what I'm saying? Because that worrying to bring on stress. And then you find yourself now trying to...
Yeah, so that's just basically conditioning your mind. Because it's like, when you're younger, you know what it is? It's wisdom. Because you know when you see older people, you know how they drive slow.
Yeah.
You know how they walk slow. They know they've been through a lot of stuff. So when they see things, it's like, okay, this is past. It's 20 years from now. This is going to be nothing to you. You're going to go through things. And I think as younger people, us in our 20s and us in our 30s, we feel like, oh, the sky is falling. This is wrong. Oh, no, we're never going to get through this. Oh, God, this is good. And it's like you see an older person, how they drive. When they drive slow, you zooming around them, but y'all stopping at the same red light.
Yeah. I did that.
And then they look at you like, look at you, little youngin.
Yeah.
We still at the same red light.
You just wasted more gas than me.
You know, just relax and take it easy and breathe. And I think sometimes we don't. That's when we try to go and control it. And when it's out of our hands and we have to let God handle it, it's too much on our mind to, you have to So in a sense, when we're young, we just feel like we have to have control. When you're older, you find out you really don't got that much control.
You really don't.
You just gotta go with what God is allowing you to control.
Yeah.
So.
And it's true. Because now I look back and I'm like, I'm freaking 35 years old, man.
What? Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm 35.
Oh, you're old and crippled.
But
I'm in that boat.
Yes, you are. You're a year older in that boat.
And?
But the cool thing is, remember when we was like freaking 12, man? Like,
your 30 was like, that's old.
Yeah. I told my nieces and nephews, I was like, when I was young, we used to share. She gonna say, that's back in the day when y'all used to eat. When she said y'all used to kill chickens with y'all hands, I said, wait. I'm not that old, honey.
I ain't kill no chicken.
I ain't never killed no chicken with my hands.
I'm not gonna be able to do that.
Talking about back in the day killing chicken. I'm not that old. Like, how old do y'all think I am? Girl, ain't nothing like somebody telling you old or people calling you look.
Oh, how about my brother when they found out when he thought he was young. He thought he was until his niece and his nephew looked at a VHS tape. This is back before I started showing the VHS tapes a little, and they was like, "What is this?" He was like, "Man, it's a movie. This is a movie." He was like, "Give me my tapes." Give me my tapes. I said, it hit you. It hit you. When that point hits you, you be like, oh, I really. Time don't wait for nobody.
It don't, and everybody gets old. The thing about it is, it's like, you know, a lot of people have these videos or these songs. We're gonna be young forever. We're gonna die young. I don't want to die young. I'd rather be old as Malusa than.
You know what I like? I do like getting Because
do.
I really, the wisdom in it, I mean, I'm comfortable in myself.
Yeah,
And it's
that's
just
how I
like,
feel.
it's like,
30 got a lot of perks. 35 has a lot of
I mean,
perks.
I find that as you wish you should want to get older because as I mean, when I say get older, I don't mean fall apart completely and let yourself go. Okay, let's just keep it
Have
straight.
to oil up the rigs.
Please oil
The-
them up. Please get your wax done and everything.
keep that
yourself
show
up.
in shape.
Keep your temple up, but
Keep,
and don't think that okay, I just got to be this old person rocking in this shit. But it's wisdom. It's fun in it. It's like you're going into an age where you see these other young cats
and they don't get it.
the stupidest. They're so it's mind blowing dumb. And you just like I can't believe, and it's like you have to think, was I that dumb? Was I really that dumb?
No, I think honestly, for
No,
real,
this
for
is
real.
new dumb.
Yeah, this is a new type of
This is
dumb.
new dumb. And so it's like.
Like for instance, I saw that video of he's some type of rapper that wears like he has like this Joker look with different color hair, and they had people reacting to his video, right? So the first thing that came on in the video, you had his head on a woman's body.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Come on.
I don't know who the guy was, but the crazy part about it was these girls was like, what is that? And then they started still rocking to the song. See, my age group, I'm sorry, my age group would have said, what? Oh no, click next. Because I'm like, I couldn't rock to nothing like that.
I seen something on Facebook. I don't know who
I
sent
couldn't.
this message where this person, he was standing to the right, and it was all dolled up, and he was singing like a beautiful voice, just singing. And then he did like this, and it was a man. It was a man, and he's and his deep voice. I said, wait a minute, I'm confused. And
Wait a minute.
Laughing, and I'm like, no.
So what? Wait a minute. So what
On
happened?
this side. And
His name is 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine. That's his name. Girl, I ain't going. First of all, a goofy dude with rainbow hair and on a woman's body. I'm too old school.
Don't nobody have time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Don't nobody have time for that.
But no, I'm with you on that. But that's the thing too, because they were still rocking like what? Girl, did you see that? Wait a minute. But the music's still hot. No, it would have been like
turn. Boom. Wait. Hold on. Stop. Take the record scratch.
Right.
Wait a minute. Wait.
She gonna say click. Yeah, we would have had to turn that off real quick.
Wait.
We're not about to watch. We're not about to listen to that. You got your head on a torso with woman with cleavage, and you're a man like.
That's how the video thing I looked, and it was
like the guy with the wedding dress with the AKs, and then he had the nerve to be all like this, and they put the AK in his mouth, and I said, this is music. This new generation, I don't know what y'all got going on, but I'm proud to be an 80s baby. Yes.
Hold it up high.
Yes.
Excuse me?
I am proud to say that I was born in the 80s. The last of the Mohicans.
I don't understand. It's like I said, which age comes wisdom and beauty and a self-awareness, a self-confidence, and you know what you want, and you're comfortable in it. It's like, can't nobody come and tell you some bull, and you know.
You looking at them like, excuse me.
Honey, you don't pay you ain't paying nothing.
Yeah, see, they forgot who they talk. They've been out here too long getting over.
You know,
and they come across you.
Even the guys that approach me, like, okay, one guy said, guy that I was just talking to, and he was saying something about, I said, I'm doing my master plan. This man was saying, oh, well, so are you talking about the master plan with us? And I was like, oh, it's too early for that because I just married. He was like, oh, no, I ain't mean marriage. See, the first thing I thought is the Sonic sign. When Sonic, back in the day, Sonic, when he's running, that's what I picture. Like, when he said that, it was like, I got my power, and was like, get the hell out of here. Because as soon as you said,
oh, no, I ain't talking about marriage.
Oh, boo.
But I'm like, what, did he think that? I don't understand. Like,
that's not thinking.
Was he thinking that was a turn off? Like, what's up?
That wasn't. You're not gonna waste my time. My time is valuable. I know my worth. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to invest in you. I'm not going to invest all of this
into nothing. Into the nothingness. I love your cousin. She dropped that real knowledge, honey. You got to go through some stuff to get to say, hey, that's right. Y'all remember the never ending story, the nothingness, the nothing. You want me to just put my all into nothing, right?
I like that. I like that. The nothings. The nothings. You see these jewels I have here? I'm just gonna drop them into a bottomless pit to the nothings. And then while they're falling to the bottomless pit, I'm wondering, why can't I get my clothes back? They're gone.
Girl, you ain't
my jewels. Nah, buddy, you're not taking my stuff. And so you know they say that.
Remember the movie The Dark Crystal? Remember when those things, when they was taking the essence out of them?
It's like, you know that saying, we were saying, I could do bad all by myself. No, I could do good all by myself. I am doing good all by myself. And unless you're going to put in, you're going to add, I am not ready to take away my stuff. So I got like a force field around me. Like, don't bring me BS. As I get older, I have a low tolerance. I have like, it's bad because I have a low tolerance. I have a no BS policy.
I'm trying to tell you.
Your contract is null and void.
It's just like, get out of here, man.
I can't do that. So
I'm trying to tell you, a lot of people.
That's some of the things I learned.
Well, you know, some people, they deal with, what's the word I gotta say? Unnecessary stuff, man. A lot of people deal with ball and chains, whether it be you connected to a house, mortgage too high, connected to the other spouse and they not doing right. I don't know. People got to be able to be happy. Like, you're not supposed to just be happy when you die and go to heaven. Like, you got to find that splendor on earth, especially if it's right with God, you know. What I mean by that is if you're doing right and it's on a godly path. That's what my parents always taught. A man's supposed to add, not subtract from you. Exactly. And a woman is supposed to do the same thing for her man too. She can't just drag him down, and he can't just drag you down. You know? So, I think that it gives you a whole perspective on certain things, you know? I think that as individual people, eventually you're going to bump heads, but it should be a healthy way. It shouldn't be like, this is toxic. Man, I'm serious, because I found like certain relationships, certain jobs, you know, we wonder why people dealing with high blood pressure and stuff like that, because they're so stressed. Simply tell you, how'd you get here? How'd you get here? I need to know. Tell them. How'd you get here, Teals? Get on up now and go in there. Come on. Come on. Here, what happened to your light? You gonna sing? You gonna say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X. Well, both of you know now much wiser than the more experienced. I'm trying to tell you. I was thinking to myself, like, I don't know why I was thinking about, like, all of the losses that I went through, right? And then I got a message with a lady. She said her experience of dealing with a loss, and she was asking questions, and I'm like, oh, I remember that. And I look back at certain things, and I'm like, I could never see myself here because I was so broken there. You see what I'm saying? Or when my folks first left, I just thought my whole world was coming to an end. And I was like, I'm never going to jump back, you know. But look at where I'm at now, and I'm cool. You know, I'm okay, you know. I'm just so grateful. You know, sometimes you have these certain days, but why not be happy in where you're at right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, I look back at certain things and I realize that for the longest time I was always chasing after love, wanting to be loved, wanting to prove to this person, whether it be a supervisor, a job, that I am capable. And the whole time, the only person that can love you right is God, y'all. And I'm so grateful that I have a baby because I do love her. And even like yesterday when she wasn't feeling good, I'm rushing to get over there because I'm like, I know my baby's like, I'm not feeling good. Where's my mommy? And I'm thankful for that because my tail was like, wait a minute, what's going on? Where's my mom? And I said, I need to go get my baby. I need to go get my sweets. Yeah, so yeah, so for the longest time it was just like, oh, and then when I finally got married, I said to myself that I was going to be the best wife in the whole wide world, that my husband was just going to love me, he was going to be proud of me. And I dealt with, when all of that happened, it was like a huge shock. So I not only had to pick up the pieces, you know, I had to really face the embarrassment. And now I'm just like, I don't care, you know, it is what it is. This is life. This is life, daggone it. You know? But what have I learned? I learned that things happen. And nothing that you plan, it may not go the way you want. So when I planned to be pregnant and go full term, it did not go the way I thought it was going to go. But if I always put my eyes on the Lord, he's always going to bring me through. You know what I'm saying? God give and he take and he will add. You know, that's what I learned. I mean, I know I got a way to go. I used to be, y'all, when I was in my early 20s, I used to be so Photoshop. Like, I had to be so whatever. Now, and I don't even care. Like, I'm just like, I'm here. You know, I'm human. I don't feel like putting on fakeness for people. I just don't. What have you learned? See, I learned my ABCs. And I learned that when things don't go my way, I scream to the top of my lungs and say, I'm getting my mom. Yes, ma'am. Only one can fill that void. I struggled with rejection from my mom for a long time. So life was really dark for me until I found him. Won't he do it? He would definitely do it. And see, a lot of things, too. Somebody left a comment about fatherless homes. Like, my dad left when I was really young. And my older sister was talking about how one of the first men to ever break her heart was our father. I think I told y'all before, one time, my father would always say he was going to do something and he didn't. Or he wouldn't show up, and I'll be crying for my dad and everything. And so when I first got in a relationship, if a guy said he was going to do something and he didn't do it, it reminded me all over again of my father, right? But I remember when my father didn't show up for my graduation. He didn't show up for my cheerleading competitions, and he didn't show up when I was running for Miss District of Columbia and all this other stuff. But when he didn't show up for my graduation, I remember calling my dad, and I was like, Dad, you said you was going to be there. You said you was going to do this. And my father, all of the years, you know what he said? He said, I think I told y'all this. He said, Mona, I'm all out of sorries. Y'all, I had to be like 17 years old. My father told me, I'm all out of sorries. And I said to myself, dag, it's that bad that you ain't even got no more apologies. I'm sorry, y'all. It's that bad you ain't even got no apologies left in the bag, huh? I felt sorry for him. I felt sorry because he had no sorries. He said, Mom, I'm all out of apologies. But I was saying, sometimes forgiveness is harder than the offense. I'm trying to tell you. And I remember saying to my dad one time, it's that bad. Yeah, it was that bad. And I remember one time me and my father got in an argument, and I said, "Don't worry, one day when you old and gray, I'll take care of you." And that's not funny because now I love my father. I spoke to him early today, and he be having me cracking. I mean, we be like literally when I talk to my dad, he will bring up a scripture in the Bible, y'all, and it'd be like I just went to church. Like it's just Bible study. Like me and my father are so close, and I would never have known that. Especially when we were young, he was there. When I started growing up, he was gone. But now it's just like me and my father, we are just really tight, and I wouldn't change him for the world. People try to bring up, well, you know your daddy. Yep, that's my father, the only one. And it's because of him that I'm here. But y'all, yeah, when he said, "Mon, I'm all out of apologies," I said, "Dad, you ain't even got no look." Yeah, it's like a bum saying they ain't even got crumbs on them. Yeah, just nothing but holes in their pants. Like I'm all out of apologies. I was just like, wow, Dad. You know, it is what it is. And some people, and I realize too that some people that do an offense to other people, they may not know how much they hurt you until they're judged. And I know you say, Mona, what do you mean by that? Well, I actually heard people that talked about how when they went before the Lord, that God is like their whole life testified before them. And God showed them everything from the day they were born, from what they did and how they made other people feel. That they actually felt other people hurt or what they did and had no idea they had anything to do with it. And so I was just like, wow, that's some people may not even care right now. And or it may catch up to them or it may not even catch up to them. Some people may not even realize the effects because of their actions. You know what I'm saying? They may not. Or one day they may wake up and be like, oh my God, what have I done? You know? But that's why the Lord tells us that we are to forgive, and vengeance is mine, says the Lord. Vengeance is mine, says the Lord. You know, I told my older sister, because she's still not happy that my father wasn't there for her when she was young either. But I told her, you know what? Dad keeps a picture of her. Before I even saw my sister face to face, my father he keeps this photo of her when she was only, I think, maybe 3 or 4 years old, like she was in kindergarten. She has like this little braid and she has a little barrette and she's just smiling. And my father keeps that picture of her. He loves all his children, from the youngest to the oldest. You know, he has, from his second marriage, he has an autistic son. And my youngest brother, that's a twin, he's autistic. And my father is, I see my father, he's old, he's getting up there. But my younger brother is 19 now. And he's very autistic, but he holds his father's hand. And my father, even in his imperfection, he loves his son. And so, I just thank God for my dad, even though he's not perfect at all. He's made a lot of mistakes in life, but what man doesn't, right? What man doesn't? I mean, Adam and Eve did it from the beginning. The men that we see in office do it all the time. You know, I think that it gets to the point, too, what I'm realizing is that as a woman, because I think that especially when you get older, I mean, we were accustomed to think that we are supposed to be married, have the picket fence, the house, children, and this loving life in love with our spouses. I think it's because we look at Cinderella, Snow White, and all of those beautiful movies, and then when things don't go the way that they were supposed to go, and when reality hits that you may be stuck where you're at, it's just like, what that? But even in that, you can make the best of it, You don't have to sit there with a cloud over your head crying day and night, just screaming calamity. You can have a party. You can throw a cookout. You can talk to your baby. I can't believe Symphony, she like to push me away. Get off me now. Get your tails and go somewhere, tails. I love you like a I'm gonna bite your tails. I'm gonna bite your fingers. I don't know. And I'm gonna tell you something too. I've been noticing, like, I don't know. Like I used to say this, now I really be saying, I'm like, I look like somebody's mama. So you look like my mommy. Yeah, you look like mommy, okay? Come on, go on around. Yes, definitely. I think your baby can hear you. I know they said certain development, the baby can already sense because the baby's already connected to you. You know what I say is that when you're pregnant is to enjoy your pregnancy now. Like, don't think about the future so much. Enjoy the now, because pregnancy is such a precious thing, you know? Yeah, you can talk to your baby. I used to talk to Symphony. I used to talk to her. Matter of fact, her dad used to talk too. He used to talk to my belly. But I used to talk to Symphony. It was so amazing. You know, I was really thinking about, like, when I had her, I was in, it was just such a, I don't even know how to describe it. I was losing something, but I was gaining something. I know y'all like, Mona, what do you mean? I don't think I've ever told y'all, but my ex-husband sent me into labor and he didn't show up. He didn't. I said, no, get off. You want to get plucked? Get off it. Don't you fight with me. I said no, Tails. No. Hold on, y'all. Somebody gonna get popped tonight. Hold on, y'all. Because Symphony's acting up. It's time to turn your shows on. Come on, Tails. Time for my baby to chill and relax and turn on my shows today. Oh my gosh. Sorry, y'all. I don't know what in the world. But what was I at? Just talking, right? But the crazy part about it is, you know, when you're in your teens, you don't think about what you're going to be. I mean, you kind of get a feel of how you want things to go when you're in your 20s, and when you're in your 30s. Now I'll just be like, I wonder what I'm gonna be doing at 70. Yes, girl, tax sister. Whoop 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 whoop. And I'm so sorry for your loss. I am. I'm gonna tell you something too, because when you go full term, and you will, it's gonna be like, oh my gosh, like it's gonna be like, I was in shock when I saw Symphony. I mean, first of all, I remember them saying, don't cry, don't cry, look, you can't cry, don't cry, look, you about to have a baby, you about to have a baby. And I was crying so hard because I wanted Matt to be there. I remember calling him, he wouldn't get on the phone. I begged his father, I was like, could you please put him on the phone? His father wouldn't even let his own son get on the phone and speak to his wife. I cried so hard. I really wanted him to be there. I didn't want to go through that by myself. And y'all know who was there when Symphony was born? My mother-in-law. She was there. And then my mother came later. But when Symphony came out, man, she was snapping her lips like, my baby wanted some milk. And I remember when I had my losses, I was always longing to nurse and to have a baby. I mean, because you know, when you deal with a loss, the first thing that comes after that is your milk. And you're like, if I could just have a baby to nurse. And now Symphony's going on 3 and she's still nursing. I'm like, get off of me. I'm like, Lord. but I'm happy. I'm so happy.
Yeah, girlfriend.
Here come Nikki.
Girl, I need
No,
some
that's
stuff on my
You need some bug spray?
Yeah, I need some bug spray.
Girl, you know I got some out
I'm
here.
about to get getting bit up. That's what I'm saying. Let me just go ahead and go in the house real quick.
Girl.
Because I need my skin needs to live. So like they have a big feast.
Oh, it's now that I have my baby, I'm gonna tell you, when you say move on, the thing about it is that you can't stay in one position. Like when life keeps going, baby girl, I'm sorry for yes, it's a blessing that you have the baby and you keep preparing for your pregnancy. Lord will listen. Absolutely. God knows. We're talking about after I dealt with the loss, and one of the ladies, she's dealt with multiple losses, and now she has a TAC now, and she was asking, is it harder now that I have a baby? It's not harder, but it's not about me anymore. Like it used to be me, but now nope, it's look, my cousin over here laughing like, girl, you just finding out how real it is.
You are. It's okay, because yours is yeah. It don't stop. It don't stop. Mine's 12, and she still thinks the world, the sun don't shine till her eyes open up.
Yeah.
And so I'm just, it's a beautiful thing because you're looking at your child and you're seeing that how God has created, how me and her father came together and created this life, and you could see some of him and his family and some of me and my family, and it's a beautiful thing. But,
now that's the thing that really is so shocking, is because I seen it all the time with y'all having babies, and I'm just like, wow, it looks so much like her mom, it looks so much like her dad, but I'm just like,
and you just pick apart, you just look at, but it's like they go through these stages. It's like, okay, wow, she never did this before, he never did this before, and then you're like, oh dang, her father does that.
yeah,
Her father does this.
that's the thing too. That's the most scariest thing about it. Symphony do, yeah, well, it's like real eerie. Well, not even eerie. It is amazing because it's like that DNA not, it really did get transferred to them, because it's like they start doing certain things that their dad does. Like, she does this thing with her fingers. She stands on her tippy toes, and she makes this thing with her eyebrows that her father used to say, interesting. He used to be like, interesting. And she does this thing with her face. I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You look like your dad.
And see, the thing about it is, and
Here, hold this
you
real quick.
can't even, oh girl, I look a hot mess on this. Look at my glasses. All you see is the reflection. Here, how you flip this around?
Girl,
Oh, yeah.
don't nobody care.
Girl.
These ladies chilling. I gotta go get my what's
All
the
my
name?
blacknesses, my glasses.
Girl, look at my hair.
I got these two pigtails,
Ah.
twigs. I think it's interesting. It's a beautiful thing, and it's just like
Girl,
I
she said
see
not
how-
at all. You should see me. That's what I say. Everybody's chilling right
I
now.
can see how how bitter some women that are really bitter, how they can look at. Have you ever seen women mistreat their children because they look so much like their father? Have you ever heard about that? Like,
I've heard people doing, but I'm like, I don't see how you can mistreat your own
just
flesh
because
and
he
blood.
looks, or she look, he or
Like
she
her
looks their
dad. Yeah.
I mean, I've seen it. I actually seen it and heard how people do that. But you gotta look at it, and it's a beautiful freaking thing.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, and it's nothing but from God. And so, when you see how the world tries to take that away, no, it is a beautiful thing. I can tell you, my daughter, she walks like her dad. She, when she sleeps,
Oh, you too? You
there's
see?
certain things that she do, the gestures, and then as she gets older, it feels like I'm arguing with myself. And one time I was like, I don't think I'm gonna win this. I'm gonna win this argument because I feel like I am arguing with myself right now, and I have to walk away like.
You know what? Like, I can't.
I didn't know that it was gonna be on this level.
Hmm.
Cindy's sleeping. She, I saw her sleep.
She sleep?
Yeah, no,
She can't be sleep.
no. I thought she was.
Here, let me check it. Here, let me flip the phone. You keep talking.
Oh.
Let me go check on Cynthia's real quick.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, and we just have to when you see your babies and it's just a blessing. I just love when I can look at her and just see the growth and see how she's growing. It challenges you. It challenges you to you want to do things differently than when you were raised. I know I want to do a lot of things different, and I find some things I'm doing to repeat some things that my mother did, those values, those, so it is a beautiful thing. Y'all ladies, I don't really do recording like this, and she just left me with this. Good. Oh, she said I need a channel one. Here you go.
You said what?
She back on the scene. He got to.
Oh.
It's a beautiful. But I was just saying how it was a beautiful thing, and how as we raise our children, and we try to put those values that our parents taught, and some of the things that we try to not do that our parents did. And, you just find how things also, y'all know, like generational curses.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Like, I really like, for instance, my mother and my father are divorced, and he said, "Yeah, you sure do, Mona. Sell her over this channel. I need this daily." My mother and my dad, they're divorced. I'm divorced. But this is the thing, my father and my mother, they don't really believe in that once married, always married.
Right.
But my mother never got remarried again though. My father, my father getting a divorce, right?
No, you told me.
But look, y'all, let me tell you what he did. He gonna get somebody, one of his friends, to go ahead and so after I told him to get a legit server, he went and got and the thing about it is,
Did he serve her?
yes, but he served. That's wrong.
I don't mean to laugh.
That's wrong. She She was in the middle of dialysis.
He did that on purpose.
He gonna tell her to go because they said she's not in the room. So he said, go down to. I'm like thinking to myself, I'm not even gonna laugh at this. This is wrong. Like this is
not dialysis.
Yeah, she was on dialysis and got the
mean,
papers. And I'm gonna tell you what her bitter. And I'm like, you know, I'm not king on attorneys. I don't care. But I'm like, Dad, you
that was a little bit of a.
I don't know how I feel. Like after I got served, because you know when they served.
That was kind of vindictive.
When they served me.
That was kind of vindictive.
Yeah, that was very good. And he was like, man, she tried. I'm like, Dad, I don't want to hear that.
On her low point.
On her low point.
You couldn't let her get her while she eating donuts.
I can't even laugh because
I'm sorry. You know what? Sometimes you have to laugh. I mean,
because when Matt and his father served me, they served me while we going into court for child support.
I'm gonna tell you what.
And the guy said, "Are you Ramona Hines?" I said, "No, I'm not." It was they both stood up like, "Yes, she is. Yes, she is." I was like, "You motherfucker!"
I was purposely put in the midst just to witness this.
I was not trying to be served those papers.
I witnessed her going through the slaughter. That's what I call it, the slaughter, because it was like somebody help her. Somebody help her. Jesus, somebody help her. Oh God, Mona, what can I do? What can I do?
Girl, when I finally broke down and told Nana gonna say, "Oh God." Nana gonna say, "Oh my gosh, Mona, you going through a nightmare."
She was. I was having dreams.
Oh my gosh. She was
I was having dreams like, "Oh dear Lord, please, please."
She was like, "You're going through a nightmare. I can't believe this."
Shoot,
that was horrible, man. And look, even your enemies, you don't want them to get served like that. But I was like, that's a low blow, Dad. Like, that's not even cool, man. She's on dialysis right now. I mean, she bitter and all. You could have just waited, like, golly.
Did she get out? Trying to tell you. But you know, that's vindictive.
That's very vindictive. You knew she was going down there.
Tit for tat. That's what, you know.
Yeah, they served me my papers. They was like, are you, and then let me tell you how God was totally against me being served. So the same guy who served me some papers, when I was like, no, I'm not, he whipped out his cell phone as if, yeah, I'm going to tape her to show this as evidence. Man, them sheriffs jumped out of nowhere and they put him on the ground, hemmed him all the way up.
Not today.
Girl, they had his arm all the way behind him, and all you saw him walking fast. I'm like, oh, what they doing? I didn't even realize it until later on. You know you're not supposed to have cameras in court. So he got locked up, and they took him before the judge.
I know, it was like, and so you know what? The devil in this, every single time, no, I gotta say,
they took him before the judge.
And I'm gonna tell you, I feel like witnessing these wolves. I mean, just imagine you got your homegirl, my cousin, and she's out there, and you see her have a pack of wolves
just trying to
viciously attacking her, and you like, you're trying to be like, hold on, grab my good hand, girl, come back. Like, that was horrible. I went through it. I felt like I was going through it.
Girl, I'm trying to tell you, God is so good. Thank you, Lord, for delivering.
You notice how it just turned all around. It turned around.
It bit everybody.
Each blow you came back stronger. And you came back with, it went from, oh God, what am I going to do, to hell no, motherfucker. Excuse me, my language. She was like, hell no, wait a minute. I don't have to take this.
Girl. And that same like one of his daggone attorneys, what's his name, Matthew Lean. Me and Matthew.
I didn't know what Matthew Lean looked like until we seen him. When I seen him, I said, oh my God.
And when he had to cross-examine, look, the first time he won when we was in when we were in Fairfax, he won. But then when we went and did it all over again in Alexandria, he lost miserably. And the thing about it is, it's like, everything that he tried to bring up, the judge was like, the guy was like, nope, you can't do it in this court. You can't do it in this court.
He knew it. He knew.
He was looking at me like, yeah, you got away with this one. I was like...
No, Mona was like...
Yeah. Yeah, but I thank God I'm out of that. I don't ever want to go through that battle ever again.
I don't want you to... I don't want to see that either.
But I'm going to tell you something right now. Matt had me shaking in my boots. When they wanted $26,000, y'all was in court like this. I looked at Matt like this. And he was looking like, yes, Your Honor. Make her pay. The judge was like, absolutely not. I was like, thank you, Your Honor. Ma'am, do not have outbursts like that in this court. I was like, thank you, sorry, Your Honor. Sorry.
You ain't got time for that.
Girl,
What you want me to
26
do?
G's.
For what? For y'all? Wait a minute. You want me to pay for y'all taking me?
Yeah, this is what they said, because Mrs. Hines was very difficult. We went before 30 judges.
Hold on. You want me to pay for you taking me to court and not lying down like she won't stay down, daggone it. She won't stay down. She keeps getting back up.
Man.
You want me to pay for your loss.
That was a horrible time. A horrible time.
I know, because that daggone lawyer, you know how I felt. That stuttering fool.
Oh, you talking about, what's his name? Girl, I had to go off on him. What was his name? His name was...
Dummy.
Matter of fact, that reminds me, I need to put a review on his website. But his name, what was his name?
I don't know, that stuttering fool. I mean, he was... when I seen him, I said, what is this? What is this?
He tried to blackmail me and use my own daughter against me. And
yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, like, that was nothing but God, because it turned around and bit everybody.
Stuttering. I mean, he was... I ain't never...
I mean, he started literally, when I put in an emergency motion, they used the guardian ad litem to go against me. The guardian ad litem went ahead and put in a freaking petition where he objected against my petition, my motion, and he said it was out of line, unprofessional. Ramona was not in queue. Y'all, when I got finished with him, I cursed him out in front of everybody. And then we went before a judge, and I told them I don't want him to represent my daughter. And they was like, why wouldn't you want? He agrees with you. I said, I don't care if he agrees. I still don't want him representing nothing. Why? And I told everything that he did. He put his head on the table. Here go the judge. You got any witnesses? I said, yeah, my mother's right there. And they still was like, well, we, the court, believe that he did okay. You know, they always want to believe them. And they granted me full legal custody. But he was a horrible attorney. Horrible.
That's horrible.
I told him in the near future, you better do your freaking job.
I can say for this, though, because a lot of people put...
what was his name?
I forgot, but all I know is when people get titles under them, they act so big. You know how you get a person that got they're a manager. Oh, I'm a manager. I'm a supervisor. I'm a lawyer. I don't care what you are. You just went to school and got the same E&O insurance that we had to give for our real estate license. So, just because after seeing her go through that, I've lost respect for lawyers. So when I be hearing people that be like, I'm an attorney, I'll be like, so?
Trust me, in the sign.
It's all good, but so you want me to kiss your tail because you got a title under you, and that's all. They're title driven. It's like, I'm this, respect me. But when I learned from her that you can do the same thing that they do,
because
and you have more freedom of doing it.
They abuse. They really do abuse it. Because my father-in-law went to Harvard, so you know what that means. I can whoop you very hard, and trust me, it all came back on his lap. Everything came back on his lap. Yeah, but he taught me a lot though. I won't take no stuff out here. I'll tell you that much.
You're too hard for it now.
Girl, he taught me a lot. Shoot, don't trust nobody. Not even the judge. Look, I was even questioning what's those people that come around for the kids. What's that lady that came and had to check the house? What was her name?
Oh,
Child protector.
Yeah.
I was even questioning her. Who are you? Who do you work for? Are you on their side? She said, ma'am, I'm just doing my job. Look, I said, no, I need to know.
But you know what? I found out
that's
you
protocol.
You don't actually have to you don't actually have to follow them. They have to come to you. You don't have to let them in your house. They don't. It's you know what you went through, of course, because they.
Girl,
but when child protective services come around, they don't have no clout to come in your house and tell you what you have to know the law. You have to take that law into your hands. It's readily. You just have to learn it and know it, and be like, no, you can't let they. If you don't know that, like what they were doing, taking with the visits and stuff. If you don't know it, then they will
like I didn't have to give my child, but I'm gonna tell you how God turned all of that around. When Matthew Lane said, if you don't give your child over to her grandparents, I'm gonna have you in contempt. That had me shaking in my freaking boots.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it all turned back, and I said to Matt, if I find out you haven't been showing up for these visitations, I'm going to have you in contempt. All of that turned, but they had me shaking in my freaking boots.
All of that but that's what I mean. It's like the lack of knowledge.
Yeah,
if
like.
You don't know it.
And it'd be funny, too, because to this day, I still see people, especially the attorneys, that say, I'm an attorney and I'll take you to court. And I see other people that'd be like, okay, I'm going to give them what they want. I'm like, you could have never said that to me, because I'd be like, that's rumble. The difference between me and you is that you have a schedule. So if I keep following these motions, you're going to have to stop what you're doing, drop everything you're doing, and you're going to have to come and deal with me. They don't like that, because most attorneys have schedules where they be like, okay, well, I'm free this day, I'm free that day. But somebody who don't have a schedule be like, I don't care what y'all doing, it's going to happen this day. Well, Ramona, we need to, I don't care. But what about, I don't care. What about my self-representing fees? Shit, I don't want to deal with that ever again. Ever again.
God is good. He takes us, when we're going through it.
Yo, it got so bad, I started ducking people knocking at the door, because I'm like, they trying to serve me.
Oh yeah, I remember. I was like, Mona, is this
like, who is it? Don't answer the door.
It's just a UPS guy.
I'm like, nah, he could have a package. Because I'm gonna tell you something.
I ordered something
Lisa needed to serve her baby. Lisa needed to serve her baby father, right? And so she needed to serve him, and she needed to, and she didn't know who to do it. I said, this is what we going to do. So we went ahead and took the paper, and I put it inside of a package, right? We put some blank tapes in there. We wrapped it all up, and I went over there like I was the delivery girl and said, there's such and such here. Yeah, I just need you to sign right here. And they went ahead and took it. I broke. When I tell you I was like Forrest Gump, I ran. Because her baby father crazy. I said, shoot, I love you, dog, but you be messing with these crazy folks. He won't catch me and be like, I know which one that is. Nope.
Girl. But like I said, God's brought us.
Do I ever speak to Matt's parents? No, absolutely not. Like, what do you say to them? Hey, you guys. Hey, ex-dad-in-law. What's going on? You know, we used to have this relationship when I'll be like, oh, hi, Mike. Hi, Pat. Now there's Patricia. Hey, James.
but hold up. That's actually how she say it, though. That's exactly how you say it.
That's how I used to be. Hi. You know, I used to be like, when I tell you, see, God also see something from a distance. I used to be really fake when they would come around. Oh, hi, how's everything going? Now it's like, hey, oh, I see y'all showing up here, evil one and evil two, huh? Trying to pick my baby up. But no, I don't know what to say to them. What do you say? Hey, just, I should text them, hey, what's going on? I can see them right now. Don't answer the phone. Right. Just stare at it. Let's make notation right here. I can see them right now. Heck no.
No, they'll print that out.
They'll be printing it out and everything.
On this day, at this time, at this second.
Yeah.
Today, she said hello.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I can see them right there trying to make notation, cause a paper trail. I ain't know. I'm not saying. I've never said. I haven't said anything. I have not said anything to my in-laws. I mean, I know. I know her granddad is paying for child support. That's his fault. You know. That's his fault. I mean, I would have never had to take in Matthew. I should have never had to take in Matthew to court for child support. But he tried to play dirty, man, and that's what the devil will do. The devil will turn you against each other for real.
What's up with this child support? Remember the guy was like, he texted me and said, um, I'm so glad that my baby mother dropped the child support case. And I'm like, oh, okay, but you know we all got to take care of our kids. And when he said, oh, you know, if I got it and she needed it, I'll send it. But I'm like, no, that should be a regular thing.
Yeah, like people think that it's what is child support like? If you could, even if you could, if a man was there for his children,
that's support.
That's support, man. Because you know how much it is for daycare, $240 a freaking week.
And I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of people complain. You can sit here and say I got $50. My child is what, 12? I've gotten 0.
See?
And I've gotten, because her father and his stuff going on, I haven't had none of that. So when people say, oh, he only paid $50, I'm like, man, $50, man, I don't have that. Or they say, oh, all he do is just take care of the baby every other weekend, and that's not enough. And I had a friend that said that. He only take care of his baby every other weekend. I'm like, I don't even have that. And I'm like, y'all don't, you know, sometimes
when you don't have that other party there, it is. And when you don't have anything, not support, not a man, just nothing. You know,
nothing.
You just you got a baby, and that's a beautiful thing.
It's a blessing, but I'm telling you, got to be, man.
I realize like babies are really expensive. I mean, they're not. I mean, I'm old enough, but shoot, I had no idea. I'm just like, jeepers.
And you know, I thought that as they get older, they get less expensive.
Oh no, they want everything.
Oh, no.
Hold on here.
I want to be dance. I want to be in dance. I want to be in music. I want to be in this. I want to be in everything. So it's like it makes you grow up. It makes you grow up in a way where it challenges you and you grow up. But it's worth it. I look at it like, you know, you want to see your children do better or do good or just go out and just do it, everything that they possibly can and explore things. But it is not easy and it's not fair, and it was never designed for me to be in the position that I am. My child is 12, and my situation is her father is incarcerated, and he was incarcerated 3 weeks when she was 3 weeks old. So now here I am with this child, and I got all these responsibilities, but it got real. See, it went from, oh baby, I love you, to boy, bye. Look, she got, you know, it's no me putting money on your books. You know what I mean? It's that child. It's you and that child. So I learned a lot with that. You can't, like, you're eating. You may have you locked up, but you eating.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear, oh, I need, don't ask me for no money. Because whatever you taking out of my hand, you taking out of her mouth.
Yep.
So, it's real. And it was never designed for this. I'm not talking about somebody who lost it. This person is not alive anymore. No, this person is up and able. If you're up and able, it's not fair. It's never designed for one person to handle this. It's not fair. It was, you know, and we can sit here and say, yeah, you know, I don't need no man. Somebody need to help me. Somebody need to help me. I'm not I'm not on that proud thing where it's I don't need no man. Boy, if you don't get your tail out here and help a sister out.
Yeah. I think that most women, not most, but all women think that way, that we're both going to do this. And then all of a sudden, it's just like the dude just be like, I'm out. You be like, wait a minute.
you know, or certain
And you have
and
no choice.
You have that choice, but I am not that one to be like.
But I mean, but you see, the truth of the matter is that majority of women are raising their children alone.
Yeah.
That shit, that stuff is, excuse me, that stuff ain't cool, man. I mean, it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do, but
and God will provide.
He will provide. But it's too many of these fools with excuses.
And one thing I don't do though, okay, yes, you know, her father is not in her life, and I do have I've never been married, and yes, I can go that route, but I am very careful. My daughter has not met anybody that I dated, because I am not bringing her. It should never be a revolving door of a man coming in and out and in. See, the one thing you want to do is they mimic us. Yeah. They mimic us. Whether we like it or not, they repeat us. So if you are a woman, you're a single woman out there, and you think, okay, I love this man, and then that don't work. Then you bring another man in.
Yeah, you need to slow your brakes, pump your brakes.
You need to stop for a second, because your child is, whether you think it or not, they're looking at it, they're absorbing it, they're viewing it, and it's either going to be two things. They're going to repeat it, or be resentful, resent you.
Because you spent majority of your time in this man's face, and instead, it's already bad enough that one parent left, but now the other parent has left too, even though they're there. They left because they're in front of this man all the time, and they've isolated themselves away from their own children, and it leads the child to be on its own. So it's like, even as a mom, when you work all day, you're really tired, you still have to come back home and you have to spend time with your child, because that baby has been in school all day, in daycare all day, and already not seeing the father. So it needs to see its mom. It needs to see her mom.
You know one thing that my sister said that is so valuable, and we have to understand this and take this really serious, that you are an adult longer than you are a child. So you got to look at your child. What?
She said, my best friend has 3 boys. Her ex-husband decided to sleep with the woman of their church congregation. Now he was the preacher of the church.
That's a whole new level. But what I'm saying is this.
And that's trifling too, because the woman knew he was married. But look, he done messed that up.
But what I'm saying is, our children, we are adults longer than we are children. So you think of your child, these are the years that go by so fast. So instead of trying to find something out there, enjoy these years, because when they're over, it's done. Yeah. They're going to be adults soon. So enjoy your children, and just stop trying to look for something outside and bring it inside, but just really
because the truth of the matter is that the truth of the matter is, especially, well, I don't know, I mean, if you've never been married before, yes, you can be married.
Yeah, you can be married.
You can be married, and yes, if this man is willing to love you and your child, because it is a package deal. In my situation, if my husband, I want to say in God's eyes, but if my husband is still living, I can't get married. Brady like, girl, I feel sorry for you. I saw you turn to the side.
I didn't think that.
Yes, you did. I felt it. I felt it on my neck like, you got it bad. Woo, you're like, girl, you got it bad.
But for me,
I'm like, my punishment.
I just don't want to, if it comes, it comes. But I'm just like this.
Just remember what your cousin say. Choose wisely.
I just have such a low tolerance, and then I have also a girl that I'm so on guard, because this is a really tender age of the teens, and you know what I mean. I don't, unless you're coming up and you stepping up and you serious, and I know you serious, and the Lord is going to have to tell me. I told the Lord, listen, you're going to have to do this. You're going to have to audibly say, Randy, this is the one. This is it. And then you're going to have to give me proof. You know how they say test the spirit? I'm going to have to test the spirit on that. You're going to have to let me know that this is the one. If not, you're not coming in. You're not coming in the door. We can go out. You ain't coming in. And it's a tender age. You can't just bring your children around. Look at the world. Look how they be letting these oh, my boyfriend take care. No, 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 we're not about
But
that.
it was something that this one guy was saying about how he was saying how you should not date women with children. I was like, wait a minute,
She
and
probably got kids herself.
when he was saying
Somewhere.
how the kids will look at you like, who is this? And sometimes they'll be resentful that mom is with somebody, that they would literally start lashing off and acting a certain way against you. And I understood what he was saying, because he said the child that the child that is hers, it is not your child. It is somebody else's child, that they look at you like, who are you? You ain't my daddy. And even though they may say, oh, he's cool, they still looking at you like, you ain't my father. Maybe later on they may lighten up. But I've even had, when I was in my like late 20s, I would say the early 20s, I was dating a guy and he had a kid, and I just seemed like no matter what, I would try to come around and bring her little gift. She always had this, like, you ain't my mother. She always had this thing. And even at a young age, these kids be looking like, who are you? You ain't my dad. You ain't my mom.
My daughter said, yeah, I want you to get married, Mom. I would like to see you get married.
Yeah, but she also mugged some people before too.
Oh, she gave him shade.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. And I honestly believe, like, Symphony will really give, like, straight. She hit an opera note on them.
Wait till she gonna be thinking eyebrows and them looks.
She gonna hit an opera note, like,
No,
you messed that up for mom.
This is my child at 4 years old. This is my car. This is our car. That's his.
What?
She did like this. I said, oh.
Like, why is he over here?
Like,
Yeah.
well, I said, dang, man, you just threw me. You just blocked that. You was a building block. Like, you blocked that completely.
And some people do it. I don't know.
Hey.
I mean, babies can sense evil and good with people. They sure can, and they can remember at the end of the day, their DNA came from you and their father. You can't even lie and say, well, he's a good. No, it came from you and their dad, and you can't make another man be the dad when they're not. And that's what a lot of these women are doing, man. And a lot of the men, they sit up here.
But you also have hope, though, because if Joseph can take on
Exactly. If he could take on Jesus, the stepfathers of the world, then any man can. But look at the situation at hand. I mean, they would be married. Nowadays, people are just straight and they're trying to date, and you have to know whether or not this is going to be a commitment or not, because having a revolving door with children involved,
and that's why
that is going to impact their lives.
You have to, before you're introducing your child, 2 months, 3 months into it, no, that's too soon. You should have that. You should have that knowing that unless this is going to go where we want to go, where we wanted to go into marriage,
you're not gonna need my child.
Period. You shouldn't bring that, because then that's when the shade comes in. The kids like, what is this? What is this? Here come mommy with another man. Here he come with another girl.
Well, the way I feel about it is that if you've been married before and if you are divorced, you should not even be out there, especially with children, redating anybody. I just honestly feel like that's room for disaster. The percentage is even higher on second marriages for ending in divorces. And when you have children that are involved with already knowing their dad and their mom, and then all of a sudden y'all break up, the house is split, and they're in this whole world of neglect because mom is going through.
It affects them way
it affects them way more. And then now you got this new man that's coming around, and like I said, dad or mom is isolating themselves, and the children are no more, they're not important anymore. Dad goes here, mom goes there, and that's the mistake my father made, and he's dealing with it till this day now. I've seen it. So I don't even believe it's beneficial to even date or even try looking for someone else, especially when you have children. Especially if you've been married already and you just went through a divorce. And then you say, well, I'm lonely. Well, guess what? Get a movie. Get some popcorn. Eat a cake. Go jogging. Take the baby out. You ain't that lonely. You got kids now. I know that ain't right. You got kids now, girl. You can't be that lonely. But the kids always had you signed up for it.
massage.
Mm-hmm.
The Swedish massage, man. Damn.
Yeah, I used
That's
to watch
messed
one
up.
of my friends' two little daughters because she was forever going out with men, and now she treats the kids like crap. I felt like, I mean, it's horrible because that's what you. She's running, and to be honest with you, it's not saying that people are bad like that because they're running after love. They want somebody to validate them and love them and to be kind to them and somebody to hold them instead of them always holding I guess their children or holding it down. They want somebody else to hold them down. It does feel good when somebody validates you like that. But if you've already validated yourself with somebody else, then, and not validated, but you've already stamped yourself and bound yourself with somebody else, then the second person that come along, that's non and void, and that's just a disaster. It's amazing. I'm saying all of these things right now because of the situation that I'm in and because I know it's the truth. And I also realize that when I don't deal with extra or outside, I don't have to worry about any of that. So, nope. All I got is my tails. It's me and my tails. You know, love her. I love her. So, nope, I don't talk to my in-laws. No, I don't talk to my ex-husband. I don't plan to. Um, that's just how it is. That's just the deck that was dealt with me. I'm just doing what God want me to do, what I'm supposed to do, and that's it. And whatever He made. She has a lot of issues because her parents gave her up when she was a baby. Her mother was addicted to drugs and she was a crack woman. I mean, come on now. We were all born imperfect. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's perfect. That's why Jesus died on the cross for us. But when we learn to forgive, you know what I'm saying? We can't keep coming up with excuses because we didn't have or because I was adopted. My husband was adopted. And I can see that a lot of the things that he came up with excuses because he was adopted and his mom gave him up. But I'm like, come on, get over that now. You know Jesus, okay? You can forgive your mom. Look at the life you had. Look at the parents you had that raised you. You were spoiled. So, you know, it is what it is. There's people in different countries that saw their entire families and villages be slaughtered in front of them, or epidemics that happened, and they died except for them. You know what I'm saying? But I told her she needs to change her ways because her babies need a better life. They definitely do, because all you're doing is repeating a cycle. I'm going to tell you something. My oldest sister, Lisa, she abandoned her children. I mean, she was dealing with some mental issues, and her husband was on some crazy stuff. But I love my nieces and nephews, and I pray for them. But I really believe that if their mom was there, they wouldn't never turned out the way they turned out with. That's why it's very important for a mom to be there and the father to be there in a household, not just one parent. You know, not just one parent. Gotta make a way, but the how can I say? The effects of the outcome is because of our actions. It's because of our actions, you know? Because of our actions. That's true. My IC didn't come from birth. I was actually molested for 5 years and had to get abortions at 11 and 13. No lie. We had to make our own future better and break the cycle. I'm so sorry to hear that, sis. I'm so sorry to hear that. And I'm sorry you had to go through that too. You know, a lot of young girls right now and women are being abused. You know, and the thing is that you have an attitude of, you know what, that's what happened. I know what happened, but this is the path that I'm going to go. Because some people will stay where they're at and they don't want to forgive, and they don't see a better tomorrow because of what happened to them. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you know, it's one of those things where everybody has, you have your cross and you have to pick it up and you have to carry it, you know. And the things that we go through, we get flashbacks because we're human. I mean, it's going to flash back in our minds, you know, because what you went through was just very traumatic. You know, you're human. You just can't snap your fingers and forget that it ever existed, it ever happened to you, it ever affected you. You just can't do that. But in this life, you just got to deal. And then you have to deal and then realize that you have to deal with it in a healthy way. Yes, he is. There's a lot of girls that's going through that and boys that are going through that, you know. And they need people that's going to speak out against it and about it and not hide it, you know. But y'all, it's been real talking to y'all. I think, what time is it? I think it's time for me to go to bed. Cause my baby sitting over here and she's ready to go to bed too. She doesn't even feel like watching no Winnie the Pooh. She just wants her milk and she wants her mom. Y'all have no idea. Y'all know I'm doing that daggone bus party on the